A preliminary title report is just how it sounds. It's the beginning, right? As soon as we go into escrow, prelim gets ordered, and we are going to disclose any and all liens against the property, encroachments, CC&Rs, lis pendens, things like that that we need to now clear up before we can close. So the prelim is basically our canvas to start the process through escrow to get the chain of title cleared up for the incoming buyer. It's critical. The lender requires a prelim, escrow goes off the prelim, both buyer's agents and listing agents each get a copy of the prelim along with their clients. So it is a very integral part of an escrow transaction. It's mandatory, required, necessary. Liens that affect the seller, absolutely. We rely on the listing agent to be involved discussing these items with their seller. Escrow and title does get involved, absolutely, with dealing with the buyers and sellers. However, the first point of contact should always be the listing agent going over the prelim with their seller, and that is from the very beginning. You know, Ben, I always stress to our agents, run a prelim right when you take the listing. Don't wait till you get into escrow. We want to have those items cleared up before getting into escrow, because nowadays, once you get into escrow, it is a fast-paced, moving, transaction. You just got to be proactive. Right after they take the listing, get the signatures, run a prelim immediately. It is so critical to get these curative title issues cleared up before going into escrow. In my opinion, right now, especially the way the market is, how fast-paced things are moving, you want to have the prelim ordered right when you take that listing, and any issues that come up on the prelim are dealt with before going into escrow. It's almost like we're behind the 8 ball. Well, it's important for the buyer to see items that are on the chain of title, and therefore down the road, if there's deadlines, whatever's going on with the property in terms of lifting the contingencies, and we're still trying to clean up the prelim, the buyers are in the know, so they can see what escrow and title are dealing with in order to get the prelim clean for the incoming buyers. It's just full disclosure. All right, so number 1, page 1 of the prelim. There's 2 things that the agent should be keeping an eye on. First of all, check and make sure that the address on page 1 is the correct property address. There are times a title company, a person will own more than one property on the same street or in the same condo complex, and they actually grab the wrong property when doing the search. So just make sure that we ran the right property. That's number 1. And number 2, there are 2 dates on the page 1 of the prelim. One is when the prelim was typed. The other date is when the title company had access to public records, because there is a delay, especially in LA County, because they're so busy. So you want to check that date when that prelim had, when we had access to public records, because you want to make sure that you're having escrow update that prelim at least once a month, or I would even say every couple of weeks. Have them updated to see if anything new has recorded that could affect our escrow, okay? The next would be Schedule A. Schedule A, the red flag on Schedule A would be look at the owners of the property and make sure they're the people that you've met with. And if you ever see the words subject to the effect of, then that's a title company trying to get your attention, trying to get the listing agent's attention. It means we need something. So subject to the effect of, on this prelim, it says subject to the effect of item 16. And that is because item 16, when we get to Schedule B, the agents will see there was a transfer that was uninsured. It was between the owners where someone either deeded off or on, and the title company now has to confirm that the person who deeded off is aware of the fact that they gave up their rights to the property and that they are expecting no monetary consideration from the sale of the property. So we have them fill out a form. So that's really important, and that is easy to find out just by looking at Schedule A. Okay, the next is Schedule B. Schedule B is where you will find all the liens against the property that are recorded against the lot, tract, book, page, right? Like the loans that they took out, voluntary liens. Sometimes you'll also find, right when you get the prelim, you'll find that there are judgments and liens that the title company found because maybe the name is uncommon, like my name, Christy Wry, W-R-Y. It's kind of, there's not too many of me. So I don't have a common name. So the title company would actually run my name. And if anything popped up, they would pretty much be able to assume it's a direct hit on Christy Wry, on myself. So they would show them in the prelim. But if they have an uncommon name, a common name, such as Gomez, then Gonzalez, Smith, Jones, Nguyen, those names are way too common. So a title company would require a statement of information. And that is a red flag because we find judgments and liens with the statement of information. So it's critical to get that. And there is an item on the prelim that requests the statement of information. So the name is really important in terms of checking to see if there are judgments and liens, and also if there are transfers between the parties that were done outside of escrow and title, an uninsured transfer, a title company is going to need information from that person who deeded off. And the form will be attached to the prelim. It's called an affidavit of uninsured deed, and title companies provide that form. Lastly, they get a copy of the map, the parcel map, and the report will show where the property is, and it'll also point an arrow right to the lot. That kind of goes along with the property address. If you look at the map and the arrow is pointing to a property other than the one that you have in escrow, then there's a very good chance that they ran the wrong parcel. So the map is also important so that the agent can check and make sure that the title company was given the correct information and ran the right parcel. Well, guys, Ben and I put this quick little video together to help you with understanding a prelim, because I know it can be overwhelming. And I just wanted to let you know that if you have any questions regarding the video and you want to talk in length, give me a call. My contact information is below. And if you have a prelim on a transaction that you're in escrow with and you want me to go over it with you, I'm happy to do so. But let's recap, okay? Number one, check page 1, look and make sure they ran the right property. And number 2, check those dates. Make sure your prelim is getting updated at least once every 2 weeks, okay? And then Schedule A, look at who we are disclosing as the owners. Make sure if they're the people you met with, and if you see the word subject to the effect of, that's a call to action. Get on the phone with escrow. Schedule B, this is where we show all the liens that we found on the chain of title. In Schedule B, you're going to find property taxes. You're going to find CC&Rs, easements, encroachments, if any. We're going to show open loans. But lastly, we're going to require a statement of information, and that is asked for in Schedule B. We need to get that statement of information from all owners as soon as possible. We want to look for judgments and liens. And then lastly, check your map. Check your map. Make sure the map is also pointing at the right property. And then you guys are going to be that much better out in the field helping your client. And you know what? The RIDE team, we're here to help you in your real estate endeavors. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I hope you found this video helpful.